Hello students, let us continue our chapter Determinants. In our previous class, we have learned how we will find the values of determinant, and in this class we will study about the properties of determinants. Under this, our first property is the value of a determinant remains unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged. This thing we have to keep in our mind, that the value of a determinant remains unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged. There will not be any change in values if its rows and column are interchanged. Let us see the example. This is our determinant del is equals to given determinant a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2 and c3. So now to find the determinant, suppose if we will interchange the rows and column of determinant. So just you see, here we have changed the interchange the values of rows and column. So we make it column in row into column and column into row. See, a1, b1 and c1, this b1 and this c1, and this becomes again a2, b2 and c2 and a3, b3 and c3. When we will solve, we will get the same value. Okay, so this will be equals to del. So this thing we have to remember, that if the value of a determinant remains unchanged if its row and columns are interchanged. Okay, the value of determinant remains unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged. Okay, now another property we should know, that if A is a square matrix. See, this square matrix is very important. So you have to remember what is a square matrix, that I explained you in our previous chapter, what is a square matrix. So determinant A complement, or you can say transpose, is equals to determinant A. Okay, now our next property is if two rows or columns of a determinant are interchanged. This thing you have to remember. If two rows or columns of a determinant are interchanged, then the determinant retain its absolute value but its sign is changed. Okay, if two rows or columns of a determinant are interchanged, then the determinant retain its absolute value but its sign is changed. Okay, see here, if we will change two rows and column, this is our given determinant, and if we will change any two rows, say first and third rows, then what we have to see, the value will be same but its sign will be changed. So see here, here we have changed, okay, first and third, and after calculating, instead of del or determinant, you can say delta. So here instead of delta, it will be minus delta. Our third property is if any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical. Okay, this is important property. This is very important. If any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, then its value is 0. This is very important. If any two rows, and our calculation will be easier when we will see that any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical. If we will see that any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, then its what? Value is 0. Okay, so del is equals to minus del. So this becomes 0 and our determinant will be 0. Okay, now our fourth property is if each element of a row or a column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k, then the value of the determinant is k times the value of the original determinant. So this is known to us. If we will multiply determinant by k, then this k will be the new determinant is k times the value of the original determinant. So, and till now we have learned 4 property, and in the next class we will learn other property. So this much for this class, and rest in the next class. Till then, have a good day.